REC. REC is what's recorded. We're good? Awesome. Huh? So,
Mr. Hanson, woo!
today, we're doing Act 2, Scene 1. And we're starting with Brutus' Soliloquy. Now, as you'll see from that first bullet point over there, this scene takes place the same night as the previous scene with Cassius and Casca. So first of all, I want to go over this soliloquy, because I think it's important to understand Brutus' character, Brutus' kind of dilemma he's having. Because if you look down the last bullet point on the first column where it says Brutus complains that he cannot sleep, nor eat due to ethical dilemma, this is kind of what he discusses why it's necessary to kill who? Caesar, yeah. So, let's just start from the top. It must be by his death. Whose death? Caesar. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him but for the general. What does it mean? I know no personal cause to spurn him but for the general.
No idea.
No idea? Yes? No personal cause. No personal cause.
He's not killing him for personal reasons.
Yes, exactly. He's not killing for personal reasons. And what he means by for the general is he means for the general public, or the general population. Or just for the general reason. He would be crowned. What does that mean? Yeah, he'll be king. No, he can't go to the bathroom.
You said I could for 10 minutes.
Shh. How that might change his nature, there's the question. What does that mean? How does it affect Rome? So he says he would be crowned, so he'll become king. How that might change his nature, there's the question.
He might abuse his power as king.
What does it mean by how that might change his nature?
The person.
He might,
Yeah, personality, the way he acts, right? Now, remember the adder is what? What did I say the adder was?
A snake.
Snake, yeah. And what kind is that snake?
Poisonous.
Poisonous. So, listen, it is the bright day that brings forth the adder that craves wary walking. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder that craves wary walking. So, what brings out the adder?
bright day.
The bright day. Now, and when this happens, and that craves wary walking. What's craves? To crave.
To want something.
Okay. Wary? What does it mean you have to be wary of a person or a situation?
I don't know.
Like, you should be wary of so-and-so.
Beware. You should look out.
Cautious.
Yeah.
So that once cautious walking. What does that mean?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Can you tell her that that's just rude? Okay.
Let's just keep rolling. To crave, so that you'll want to walk how? Well, how are you going to walk if there's a snake around? Cautiously, right? Cautiously. And the snake's referring to who?
Caesar.
Caesar, yeah. Crown him that. So, blah, 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 blah. And then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his will he may do no danger with. What does that mean? And then I grant we put a sting in him. Tobias. I grant we put a sting in him. What does that mean? Think about it. Not shoot him.
Stab them. Stab them.
Stab him.
Okay.
Stab him. And I grant if we stab him that he can't do any more danger, can he?
No.
Alright. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. Let's start with disjoin. So we know to join means what?
Come together.
So the prefix dis means don't what?
Don't do it.
Don't come together. So what's another way of saying don't come together? Or untogetherness?
Disjoin.
Unjoin.
Unjoin or
Not together.
not together. What's that? I'm looking. Starts with
Divided. Separated.
separation. Yeah. So the abuse of greatness is when it separates remorse from power. What's remorse? You're remorseful. I felt remorse after I punched that girl in the face.
Good. Confident. Big.
No, opposite.
Sad.
Sad, guilty. But it means guilty, but I think what Shakespeare means here is more like empathy. That you can no longer empathize with the common person. Like, you know, rich people, like, super rich people like Paris Hilton and stuff, they don't like never had shopped in a Walmart before. You know, like they have so much money and they're so lofty that they forget what it's like to like pay a bill or like not have money to pay a bill or like to not know what we have to go through every day. That's what he's saying. When great people who abuse their power, those that they can no longer identify with the public. They no longer can empathize with the common people. And to speak truth to Caesar, and basically this is what he's like. But to the common fruit that lowliness is young ambition's ladder. Has anybody heard the colloquialism, climb the corporate ladder? To climb, that young man's going to climb the corporate ladder.
That means he's going to go way up.
Way up in what?
Status.
Corporately. But so he's, let's say, if you want to climb the corporate McDonald's ladder, where do you start?
At the bottom.
At the bottom, at the point, and then what do you do?
You go to the manager. And
so you get promoted up, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of metaphor he's making right here. Where to the climber upward turns his face. So a person, he's going to climb upwards. But once he obtains the utmost round, or the utmost rung, the highest part of the ladder, when he gets to the highest part of the ladder, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks at the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So he gets to the top of the ladder, and he turns his back on like the bottom part of the ladder, and he looks to the sky, scorning the base degrees. What does it mean by this? Once you get, metaphorically, once you get to the top at corporate ladder, let's say a CEO, or in this case the king,
you feel...
well, if you're a bad person, if you're a person like Caesar who doesn't care, what do you do when you get to the top? To the people below you.
You look down
Torture
on
them.
Yeah, you look down on them. Where it says, scorning the base degrees by which you did it, turning the back on all the people that helped you get there in the first place.
Basically, you be like, hi, now that's what you get on that top of that box.
Right, and you don't care. Yes, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. We're almost done. So
Excellent.
Caesar made, so we have to prevent him. Then sets the blah, 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 blah. And then it says that what he has augmented would run to these and these extremities. Augmented being if he's added on to, if he becomes king, he would become like this. He would become a king who doesn't have remorse for the public. He would become a king that turns his back on the people who help him. And then lastly, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous and kill him in a shell. So what does the shell part mean? Kill him in a shell.
Kill him before he starts.
Kill him before he becomes what?
Powerful. Powerful.
So this was Brutus. This is what Brutus' soliloquy was. Brutus. That's what his thoughts were.
That was
he needs to kill. So he's going to kill Caesar, but for personal reasons? No, because it's for the best of what?
Rome.
Good. All right, let's go over to this side. So we already said that it's Brutus's orchard on the same night as the previous night. Brutus delivers a soliloquy where he determines that Caesar must die for the good of Rome. This is this. Soliloquy, speech given to the audience, thoughts and feelings of the character speaking. Servant of an active. The servant Lucius finds a forged letter who was written by
Brutus. Wait,
Cassius, yes. Cassius writes. Why does Cassius write the letter?
So he can make him feel better and down on Caesar.
To make Brutus totally committed to the plot, right? Good. And where does Lucius find the forged letter?
On the window.
And we know that it was in the window. Why?
Because
Cassius told Cinna, who we might not remember, where to put the things. And it was, where else did he put it besides the window?
The statue.
And
under his bed.
In a window.
No, in
the office.
In his chair.
In the window under a statue.
Okay, so the contents of the letter emboldened Brutus to commit to the assassination. Emboldened coming from the word to be bold, right? If somebody acts boldly, how do they act?
They don't care.
Well, sort of. Strong, we're getting around there. That person's very bold for what they did.
Bold, like, they don't care, like, I can't find that word, like,
bold, like,
she's not gonna find it.
they're not scared.
They think,
yeah, okay, they're confident. Confident, yeah. So So embolden just means, I guess, embolden oneself, or to become emboldened. Brutus complains that he cannot sleep nor eat due to the ethical dilemma, which is about having to kill Caesar. But then he hears a knock at the door. Lucius comes back and tells him Cassius there with a bunch of hooded men. They come in. It's Cassius. He's our main conspirator, correct?
Yep.
The main guy. Enters with Casca, Decius, Cinna, Metellus, Cimber, and Trebonius. A lot of people.
Wait, who's Trebonius?
Well, he hasn't really had much speaking on yet. Cassius suggests they shake hands on and swear an oath upon... Where? Oh, we'll get to this. Cassius suggested they shake hands and swear an oath about that they're going to go through with this assassination plot. And Brutus steps in and says, "No, we're not going to do that. We're Romans, and not only are we Romans, but we're also a part of the Roman nobility, which means that our word is our bond." What does it mean when your word is your bond, Tobias? Tobias, you finished copying these notes?
Yes, I did.
Larry, did you finish copying these notes?
Yeah.
I don't think you did.
It means
Tobias, what does it mean when if your word is your bond?
If you if you say you promise something out of your mouth in your words, that means
That you're gonna what?
commit to it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, right?
Promise.
Yeah. And then they get past this. They discuss Cicero about they should recruit him. They say no. And then Cassius then suggests that they kill Antony as well. Who's Antony?
It's like
Caesar's what?
Left wing, right?
His lover.
Right.
Right? What?
Hand man.
Right hand man. Yeah. Right hand man. Sort of in the play.
You gay now.
I thought that's who it was.
Oh, I'm
Rhonda, sit down. You're distracting me.
I'm not doing it.
I know, but Cassius suggests they kill Antony, who is Caesar's right-hand man. And again, Brutus says what? What does Brutus say?
No.
About killing Antony?
He said no.
It doesn't matter because he's only doing what
His best
Caesar
goal.
says. He's like,
Yeah. So
if Caesar dies, he's going to be like...
he makes this metaphor about how Antony is only an arm of Caesar, which will be useless when Caesar no longer has a head. Rondo, go sit in your seat. Quit messing with that boy.
I'm sorry for the convenience.
So what does it mean when it says Antony is only an arm of Caesar? Yes.
He only does what Caesar tells him
And so why will he be useless once Caesar is gone?
because he won't have anyone to tell him what to do.
Okay, good. So he basically, the metaphor being that the arm can't do anything without the what?
Head.
The head. And Caesar being the what?
The head.
Good. Decius then states that how they're going to get Caesar out of his palace is to flatter him and make him feel better and more confident. So he suggested they're all going to go over to his house the next day, or well, later, a few hours later. And they're going to flatter him and make him feel better and make him laugh and make him feel confident so that he isn't superstitious and gets too skittish. And then the clock strikes, and we're going to talk about that anachronism next week. And it's 3 a.m. in the morning, so the conspirators and Cassius, they wrap it up, and then they leave. Now, y'all remember the part with Portia's wife from Wednesday? Not Portia's wife, Brutus's wife, Portia.
When she stabbed herself?
Yes, good. So Brutus's wife, Portia, comes down. She's concerned for his health. That was the answer to number 4 yesterday. And she's like, why are you out here? If you're sick, if you don't feel well, why are you not in bed and asleep? And you shouldn't be walking around here in the cold, breathing in the air. But she's just playing because she knows that he's keeping a secret. And she implores that Brutus tell her what the secret is. What does the verb to implore mean, Tobias? To implore.
Like to persuade somebody to tell you?
Yeah, to demand. Very good. So she implores that Brutus tell her what the secret is, and he tries to deny it. And she then proclaims that she is a noble woman and that it should be her job to keep his secret. She's like, I'm not just a common woman. who you can come talk to and sleep in
She said
my
she's
bed.
strong,
She's like,
too.
yeah, I'm strong, I'm your wife, and I should be able to keep the secrets. Like, I was bred for this my entire life.
That's why she likes to have herself in the leg.
Yeah, so I guess in sometimes, we don't know when, but I guess in the previous days, she stabs herself in the leg, and she kept that secret and reveals it to Brutus at this point to prove that she's strong, right?
Yeah.
That she can endure physical pain. She's a strong woman. So after seeing the wound, Brutus promised to confide to her his secret. Or confide in her, rather. But there's a knock at the door. What does to confide mean? To confide. To trust in her. And you don't, like, you wouldn't confide into somebody that you're going to get a #2 combo of Wendy's, would you?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, it's not pertinent. It's not, confide connotes, which is the verb of connotation. To confide connotes that what you're about to tell them is either secretive or it's important information, something like that. But there's a knock at the door. It's Ligarius at the door to come to support Brutus, and Brutus says, okay, I'm going to tell you what's going on, and they exit the scene, and that's where we will pick up Act 2, Scenes 2, 3, and 4 next week, and we're leading up to the final assassination scene in Act 3, Scene 1.
Hey, everybody, I'm Shayla.